Today's video is a little bit rough for me. Yesterday, loss is hard. It gets a little bit easier over time, but it's still hard. 4 years later, it still hits me. I'm on my way to a celebration of life. It's a backyard one. You know, every once in a while I am invited into these kind of sacred moments in people's lives where they're getting married, dedicating a child, baptism, or officiating a funeral or celebration of life. So I didn't go for the, you know, dark suit and the tie. That's not really me anyways. I am so thankful that I get to be a part of these moments in people's lives. It's a true honor. It really is. All right, I'm arriving. And out of love and respect for those involved, I'm gonna leave you in the car. All right, it's 1:30. Finished with the celebration of life. Man, what a delight that was. Like, I genuinely enjoyed that. And you may think I'm weird, but when someone invites me into that space to help them grieve, through just providing a simple service like a short memorial, that's really, really special. The level of trust they have to give you, and this sort of gathering is only going to happen once in someone's life, and you don't want to mess it up. You want to make it beautiful for them. You want to make it good. And it's always great when people give me like anecdotes from their life and stories that will make people smile, will make people agree with you out loud, and will make people say, yeah, that's true. And man, what an honor. So it's hard, but it's an honor. April 7th, 2015, my mom went home to heaven. She fought a hard and good battle with cancer, and it's 4 years later now, and a day. Yesterday was the anniversary of her going home, and today it's kind of hitting me. Yesterday I was super busy all weekend, had a lot going on, so I didn't allow myself to breathe a little bit, to think about the effects of that and kind of what's happened. She was like our biggest supporter and fan as we planted Two Cities Church. Her and my dad became a part of our team unexpectedly. They were huge in the beginning of our church for us, and it's different now. It's harder. I have her Bible, one of her Bibles, and I just open it up because she's got all these little notes and stuff in there, and every once in a while I like to open it up to Philippians, and remembered that I did her celebration of life, and this was the artwork from it. And I love the picture on the back of my parents. Some of my Pentecostal friends would say, this looks Pentecostal, almost. There's fire, it looks like there's fire and flames and stuff. Anyway, in it quotes Revelation, so I want to read that to you. I heard a loud shout from the throne saying, look, God's home is now among his people. He will live with them, and they will be his people. God himself will be with them. I love this part. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will be no more death or sorrow or crying or pain, and all these things are gone forever. And the one sitting on the throne said, look, I am making everything new. And then he said to them, write this down, for what I tell you is trustworthy and true. Revelation 21 verses 3 through 5. I love that verse because what it tells me is all the things that are unjust, all the things that are wrong about our world, all the fallenness, all the hurt, all the pain, Whatever is wrong, he will make right. And I believe that promise to the core of me. He will make right what is wrong. You have two options when you look at God, and especially when you look at your own pain and suffering. You have two options. There's two ways you can view God. He's either the cause of your pain or the cure for your pain. He's either the cause or he's your comfort. He's my comfort. My good friend, Paul Haugen, was really there for me during that time. Really helped me out. And he began to write a song. I don't know if he ever finished it. He's never talked about it. And it just says this God of creation, the lover of my soul, has walked into darkness and welcomed me home. He's walking beside us. We're never alone. Oh, our God keeps loving us all. Untitled song, Paul Haugen. Hopefully you finished that. But I wanted to share with you just some of those thoughts because this going into the Easter season is really, there's a lot of celebration, but there's a lot of pain for me personally as well. And our first Easter as a church, I spent mourning, knowing that my mom was about to die. And so I spent my first Easter preaching about the resurrection of Christ and preaching about my mom and her being so close to that. And I was really reminded of this all this weekend because I was invited to do a backyard memorial service, a celebration of life for someone's mom who had just died this past week. It's really hard to lose people, but it's temporary. I rewatched on YouTube, no less, the memorial service that we put on for my mom, and it was great. It was great to remember that. It was great to remember that moment in time, and I'll share with you some of that.
Favorite movie, Terminator 2. Actually, she loved a whole genre of movies, which she called shoot 'em up, bang bang movies. That's the genre I grew up on. That's why I was always in camouflage. If you were wondering, when I was a kid, I was always in camouflage. And then I decided, wait a second, I don't want to be hidden, so I did neon for a while. The way when we called her on the phone, she immediately had to go pee. Just right then. Like, I gotta go pee, can you call me back? I have the same issue, only it's when I get on stage is the issue. Her rebellious nature, in fact, when I was a teenager, we'd be walking down Sierra Vista Mall and she would say, don't you want to get an ear pierced? She's right over there. Don't you want to do that? No, I don't really want to do that. But it's right there. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if you had it? Always egging me on. Just out of curiosity, if you were touched or if you were taught something from the scripture from my mom, would you raise your hand? There's a lot of people here. We're all from different backgrounds and different walks and different things. And I just want to let you know, if you're here and you're wondering why is it so happy, why is not everybody in black, why is everybody not just crying? It's simple for us. And I'm going to read out of my mom's Bible, which happens to be red. Let me just clear that up for you real quick. 1 Thessalonians 4:13 and 14. Brothers, we do not want you to be ignorant about those who fall asleep. For Christians, death is like falling asleep. That's kind of how it's referred to in the Bible. We don't want you to be ignorant about those who fall asleep, or to grieve like the rest of men who have no hope. That's why we're not grieving like that. We believe that Jesus died and rose again. And so we believe that God will bring with Jesus those who have fallen asleep in him. So the reason we don't sit up here and wail, which we've already done in our own homes, that's for us. That's because we're sad. But we have a hope beyond this world. We have a hope beyond the physical.
I want you to know that I really do believe that I will be reunited with my mom again. I believe that there is no pain where she is, that she's not hungry, she's not tired, she's not hurt. She is perfectly healed, and she is exactly who she's supposed to be. She's exactly where she's supposed to be. Do I feel cheated out of some time with her? Do I feel that my kids are a little bit cheated in this scenario? Yes, that hurts, it's painful. But I know God has a higher perspective. I know God has a greater ideal for my kids. After all, he loves them more than I ever could. I just want you to know that I don't want this to be a poor Micah session. You gotta understand, Everybody goes through this kind of stuff, and I know that. And you have your own story of loss and pain, and it's yours. But God will make it right. He promises He will make it right. See you tomorrow.